Hi, this is Mark here again with another quick tutorial on Probuilder in Unity. It's a follow-on from the video I created regarding making a house like so with different blocks etc. to interlock as prefabs. You can see there's a roof on there now, and I'll show you quickly how to create that. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to start from the beginning again. I'm now going to select everything, and you probably know that in Tools Probuilder Dimensions Overlay you can create dimensions like so. They'll actually show how big it is. So I'm just going to highlight that again. You can see with this, in order to create the roof, you want to sort of see how big the house is there, and it's fairly uniform. This one, it's 2 meters on the z-axis, 3.2 on the x-axis. So without further ado, Control-Shift-K, and you can see that I have put 3.2 already on the x-axis. 0.05 to make it fairly slim thickness, and 2 meters on the Z. So we'll press press Shift and left click and just come out of that. I'm just going to zero this like so. I'm just going to put this on to 0.01. As you know, when we created all these blocks, they were kind of based on a 1 meter cube block, which we then changed and reshaped and scaled. And they were all on sort of like a 1 meter and sections of 0.1 meter, just to make things fairly uniform. So I'm just going to go on to the gizmo and the Y just to get the overhead look. Press W to get back onto the direction tool, and I'm just going to move that. Oh, hold on, didn't change that to 0.1, because otherwise you start to lose focus as to where your object is within the grand scale of things. So just over there, I've just gone one too many there. I think that's fairly central. Yes, it looks like it. I'm just going to bring it up. You'll probably notice here as well that you've got the startings of a nice floor for the loft. So what you can do, you can highlight that, call that, say, loft floor. Then you can keep that there and press Ctrl D and put in roof. You can then bring this up, leave the loft floor where it is. We're just gonna, when you move things around, the best thing is to press the Alt key and left mouse button to turn these around like so. That quickly turns things around. It's all about speed, because you can take a long time building these things, and anything that can speed things up when you're moving around makes a big difference when you've realised how many hours you've been taking to produce things. Right, okay, I'm just going to highlight all 4 of the edges there, as you can see, and I've got the hidden element here on, so that all of 4 are selected. Press Alt and U, and I'm just going to change this to 1 meter. I'm going to move this up like so. I'm going to change this back to 0.1 meter, and then we should be able to bring it down. We'll come out of the tool so that we've just got the object selected. It's nice and centralized, and I think we probably need one more. It's 10 centimeters away from there. It might actually even be overlapping. I think it is. So what we can do, we'll say 0.05, and because it looks like about half of the 0.1. Let's see if there's any daylight in there. Yes, there is. So what we'll do, we'll change that to 0.01. Select this roof. and bring this down. It was just a couple of centimeters too high. What we'll do, we'll go onto the roof. We've got the Probuilder default material at the moment, so what I want to do is, I've just noticed I've lost my project tab. Where's it gone? Just bring this down like so, just in case you lose something like that. Don't know where that went. I don't remember deleting it, but there you are. Stranger things have happened. So we don't have to make it a realistic colour at the moment. If we wanted to make things the correct colour, we will. That's the roof, and we'll just make it, so for instance we could have a blue floor, so we'll change that to blue floor. So go on to here, just move that to blue. You can see that needs reshaping. It's slightly too large at the moment, so you can scale it in slightly if you want to. I'm sure you know how to do that already. And if we just unselect that, you can see you've got a nice floor there with nice flooring, and you've got a simple roof. Again, as I say, you want to rescale that because it's not overlapping the brickwork, which means if the rain came down it would soak the brickwork. So you just want to, say for instance, you don't even have to be exact here, you can just move that. Might be a little bit too much. A bit there and a bit there. Most importantly, try not to use this too much. It's the easiest way because you think, oh, I can do everything quickly. But what it does, it moves everything, including the y-axis. And sometimes that's not a good thing because it starts to misshape things. You can't see it visually, but it is actually changing some of the dimensions. Okay, so you can see now that that's worked. You just have to now bring this down like so. So what you have to do is go into face. I have to go a bit closer in order to select this. Sorry, that's taking a bit longer than expected. I'll press W and just bring this down 0.01. I think that's probably about it. I don't think it's overlapping. And that's all you have to do. Deselect that, and there you are, the roof and a loft area. Hopefully this has been of some help. If you want some more tutorials, I'd appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot. Bye.